Welcome to ECM. This is Andy Sargent, Tom Waldvogel, and I'm Greg Montagne. We are here to talk to you about the professionalism in our careers and the longevity that we've had in it. And Tom, you've been in it for 30 years.
Correct.
What are some key points that you've had during this time with your supervision over the past 9 years that you could pass along?
I feel like, it's kind of what you put into the company is what you get out of the company. Working with a lot of different people, you kind of see guys that really want to see the company grow, and guys that, just kind of go by the wayside. Those guys are not the type of guys that typically stay with the company. They keep bouncing around. They don't stay with the same career. But especially with ECM and our trades that we do, you meet a lot of nice guys out there. There are a lot of people that make you feel like family.
Right. Good camaraderie.
Correct. You could say that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a lot of time together at the end of the day, so it's good to have that for sure. You don't want to work around people you don't want to work with. So
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel like everybody has the same mindset. You get the job done, you have fun while doing it, and it makes the day go by a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you've been doing plumbing this whole time?
Plumbing is my main trade. I have a master plumber's license in New York, but with that, you kind of branch out a little bit. So we did HVAC, had my EPA certification in that. Did a lot of work with gas for boilers and in-home. A lot of things are different. You know how it is from being from a different state.
Oh yeah.
Plumbers, where you are, here, they change a little bit. What you do and what you know gets broadened a lot. So a lot of well pumps you have to work on where we are in New York. Down here, a lot of the areas outside of the cities are well pumps. So different things like that you pick up. But yeah, plumbing has been the main thing for me. How about you guys?
I've been an automotive mechanic actually for over 20 years, and then started doing this job about 4 years ago. And it's been good actually being at this company though, because I've had the experience to be able to do everything from duct work to plumbing to now I do pipe fitting. Meeting guys like yourselves has been a huge help. Just being able to ask questions to other people that are more experienced in it than me, and be able to just obtain information, that I didn't know. But I think kind of like you said, you get in what you put out. So apply yourself well. And I know from my own personal experience, sky's the limit as far as you can go as long as you apply yourself correctly in what you're doing. If you're gonna ask questions, but obtain information. Actually obtain information. Don't just gap it off and don't go to work. Just it's a job I'm going to do and get my paycheck and go home kind of thing. Standing around is not a great thing to do, obviously. But if you're just looking around to find things to do to keep yourself busy is not it's not that difficult to do, and people see that and they notice that.
Yeah.
So I've definitely found that to be very, in any career I've done, very helpful to just always ask questions, learn from the old guys the best you can. They got a lot of information to pass on. So,
would you say there was anybody in particular that helped you learn or get you where you are today, professionalism?
In this company, I would definitely have to give a shout out to Sammy Jones. And when Sammy Jones, he's taught me a lot about this company. He taught me just in what we're doing, take pride in your work. If you're going to put something up, make it look good.
Yeah.
I've got to look at it. Even if they're going to cover up all my pipe and insulation, everybody sees it before it gets covered up. And at the end of the day, you want somebody to walk in and say, that looks good,
Yeah.
So now I've got my own standards on it to uphold while I'm doing stuff. I want stuff to look good when I'm done with it.
It's kind of funny when you talk to some of the ETs on base, and they say that once they open a mechanical door, they could tell what company did the work there by how straight everything is, how professional everything looks, how crisp, clean it is. So I like that. And in plumbing, we do the same thing. We want to make sure everything is plumb square, so that this way, when if anybody opens the walls again, they could see how nice and straight everything was. Nothing's bent, nothing's kind of waving down the halls. Plus, for yourself, you never know who's looking at your work and saying, man,
Right.
I want that guy on the job with me.
If you're going to be perceived as a professional, you want people to, you wanna uphold that when you go into your mechanical room or your, building that you're piping in or whatever you're doing, but if you wanna maintain that, you wanna try to put forward your best leg, I think, on doing all your stuff. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right, so.
Correct.
Oh yeah, when I first started, we would do a lot of apartment structures, and then either the units, whatever facility was above it. So we'd have piping that was exposed, and they always said, everything's gonna be straight and plumb, because this is in front of God and everybody. This is gonna be here forever, and it has to look fantastic, and your name's on it.
Yep.
Someone's gonna come in here and say, who did that? Well, Tom did that. Well, that looks fantastic.
Well, and like in this company, at the end of the day, it's our reputation, you know, so it's
Yeah.
maybe my reputation, somebody says, hey, I know that Andy Sargent did this work on this particular room, but the building overall, the jobs that we do, that is our reputation as a company, so you don't want somebody walking in there and just kinda doing slack work, we'll say, you know, not doing the best of their ability, cause it makes us all look bad at the end of the day, so.
Yeah, pushing yourself to do better.
Yeah.
It's also nice when you have that with the general contractors we work with, because you'll get some of those general contractors that they don't care what it looks like, they just want it done. But then the higher end ones and the ones that we work with the most, it seems like they take that standard to another level, and they take pride in their work, and they want their work shown, and they want it to be known everywhere that this is what we do and this is what our guys do for us.
Yeah, some contractors have hired different contractors over us, and they come back to us and say, boy, we wish we had ECM over on this job.
Yeah.
Because ECM is way more professional and their work is way better than what we're dealing with currently. Because we're doing it correctly. And we have a fantastic crew, a great company.
Greg, you've been doing this for a long time, so what's some advice you could pass on to the younger guys, I guess, about things you've learned? Do you have any advice you could pass on, I guess, to younger guys, like things you've learned over your long career doing this?
The biggest thing is, when I started, I was 19, now I'm 50, and the guys that I was working with are my age, what I am now, and they would say, hey, don't do this, because when you're my age, you know, you're gonna feel like this, you're gonna feel like that, and I wish I would have done it. Now I feel like they were saying they feel. So if they're saying, hey, kneel on something, or hey, put earplugs in,
Yeah.
or hey, do this, I mean, listen to them, heed their advice,
Yeah.
you know, and if they ask to do something, if you don't wanna do it, do it. You wanna be the guy that says, hey, get Andy, get Tom, they will help with whatever there is.
Right.
And then you're gonna be that person that says, hey, get Andy, or get Tom, or get Sammy. We want them over here because they will help with whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then if there's certifications, hey, we wanna get you trained in this sort of piping, go do it. Do everything you can. If you're asked to duct seal, duct seal. If you're asked to fire caulk, fire caulk. I mean, that might not be your trade, but you don't wanna be, oh, all I do is pipe fitting, or all I do is plumbing. I mean, my career has been plumbing, but I've done fire sprinklers, I've done HVAC, I've painted decks, you know, I've done masonry to help ourselves out, but I've done whatever was asked. Because, I mean, yeah, that's not part of your job, but it's still your job.
I started off organizing Connexes.
Yeah.
And didn't know what any of the parts were.
Exactly. I mean, and even now, you know, I've been doing this so long, and I've been supervising guys for 20 plus years, but I still, hey, I'll help you guys with that. That's not a big deal. Let's do this way. Make it easier on yourselves, you know, showing guys, hey, this is what I used to do, but I do it like this now because it's easier on my body. And you're gonna get more out of it. You can get more, and you're not gonna be as fatigued.
Right.
You know, less chance of injury, you know, especially don't be the hero trying to pick up the heavy stuff.
Right.
Ask for help. Ask for help.
We've got
You know.
machines, think smarter, not harder.
And I mean, all the guys that I've worked with through the years, you know, I started off in San Diego, and I've worked my way to Eastern North Carolina, and I've worked with thousands and thousands of guys on job sites, you know, through the years, and you get little bits and pieces from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been fantastic. And I mean, I love it, because I mean, the stuff you learn on the job, you can use it at the house
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
You know, You could see, like, you know, you might be doing plumbing or HVAC, but you see framers and you see guys doing concrete. You could take that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I saw the guys do this. I could do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that myself. I don't have to hire somebody.
Yeah.
I could do that. You know, it's great.
Yeah, it's a really well-rounded just exposure to be able to get involved with, you know, not
Mhm.
just doing your own job, but like you said, even just watching other people do their stuff. And same thing, you can ask them questions if you have, you know, questions to ask.
And the biggest gratification for myself is, you know, showing the new guys how to do something. They're doing it, and it's like, all right, now go do the same thing right there. Watch it for a minute, and then you can leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go take care of other things and come back, check on them. All right, they're doing good over there.
Yeah.
So the satisfaction of, hey, this new guy, he's learning. You know, that's great. He's applying himself. He's getting something out of this. And then, you know, or working together with the new guys, and you guys put all this together, and then at the end of the day, you're walking out of the building, you turn around, you're like, we plumbed all that. We did all this today, guys. Look what we got done.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling when you get to see the final product of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. I also agree with what you said about even if you're duct sealing, if you do everything to the best of your ability, that shows.
It does.
You know?
It does.
And when you do see the final product, like even the mechanical rooms that you and Sammy were doing over there at Paradise, you know, I helped set the fixtures in there and kind of envisioned how I would see it ran. And then when you come back and you see that you and Sammy run it pretty much the same exact way, it's really awesome to see that everybody, no matter what field we were in, no matter which way we were trained, you know what has to get done, you know how it has to get done, and it all come out looking like that.
Yeah. Some days you have to fight for it.
Yes.
Yes. Not every day is an easy day.
No, absolutely.
You're gonna have days on the job where it's tough. It's
Right.
tough from as soon as you step out of the truck till you get back in the truck. I mean, there's gonna be tough days, and then there's gonna be great days where it's like, man, this is a fantastic day, and there's gonna be days where you just struggle, and it's just a hard day of work.
Oh yeah.
But that's how it goes.
Yep.
You know.
Been on some job sites where muddy mess, and others where, you know, crushed stone, nice to walk on. You know, sometimes you go into a job in the middle of a job, sometimes it's at the very end and you're setting fixtures. But when you're able to see it from like the parking garage and the mess hall, seeing it from bare bones, still could see through the walls outside, rain still entering the building, safety stand downs because of lightning, and then going there now and seeing all the fixtures getting fired up and stuff like that, it's really great to see.
It is.
You know,
It is.
and it might take a year, might take a couple months, might take a few years, but it is very impressive to see that and to know how many guys were working with you in the beginning, what other trades were there. Like you said, what can you learn from the other trades? What can you talk about with the other trades? And then finally seeing that final product and seeing everybody get that accomplished is pretty impressive.
It is.
It's a good
It is.
feeling to know you were part of it.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It is. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And coming to work, I mean, there's times we spend more time with each other than we do with our families.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not just a coworker. I mean, it's a family. You know, I mean, I've called Andy because I couldn't figure out something with one of my cars, and he said, "Bring it over." So I brought it over, and I helped where I could.
Yep.
And then I drove it off, and it was fixed. Now I know, okay, I could do this and this and this. So I mean, it's, you know, and that was his, you know, mechanical background, working on vehicles and stuff.
Yep.
So, you know, and I've called Tom, asking Tom questions. Hey, have you dealt with this?
Yeah.
What's going on with this? And then Tom's come over, and, you know, we're both, you know, in this little area trying to get this thing figured out. You know, Tom's background and my background, they're very similar, but, you know, New York and California, they're two different worlds. So he knows, you know, he knows a bunch, and I know a bunch of different stuff. So we put our heads together, and then Tom calls me up one day, "Hey, I got it fixed. This was a problem."
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's what I like too, is you can call people even if they're not on the same job site as you. I can still call one of you guys if I have questions and get, you know, or anybody, you know, for that matter, if they're on the same job site, I can call them up and get answers to questions I have, or advice, tips, tricks, whatever you need, you know, but it's nice to be able to do that. It makes you feel like you're not alone at the end of the day when you're looking at a very daunting task, but it's not so daunting when you know you got people have your back on it, you know.
Yes, and not just with work, you know, as in outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when I called you, I mean, you offered before,
Right,
even
right.
before that, you said, hey, if you can't figure it out, you know,
Yeah.
come to the house, and then there we were in your driveway. You know, it's not just at work; it's elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
It's bigger than just a job, you know, definitely for sure.
and then with that, you know, being in the field for so long, I mean, there's guys that I've kept in touch with for 31 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, when my wife and I went to my family reunion in Colorado, I stayed with a good friend of mine that when I first started in May of '95, I met, and we stayed with him and his wife in Colorado. We've been friends all these years, and it was, and even that relationship that we had way back when I was young, it's just same, like we never missed a day.
Right.
We went to the house, sat down, had some coffee, and relaxed, caught up, and you know, and I mean that's how guys at ECM are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, we're having a campfire, come on down, or hey, we're doing this, hey, we're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great feeling.
You have that from your military days too, right?
I do, and that's why I like working at this company even so much more than other companies I've worked for in the past, even is because it's very much so very similar. You know, in the military we'd say like, well, we're in the same foxhole together. Well, essentially we're in the same holes together, you know, if you will, at work. We've dug holes together, we've been in dirty chases, we've been in crappy jobs, and it is what it is, but you're not doing it by yourself, you know.
Yeah.
So it builds a different type of camaraderie when you know that we've all been in the trenches, so to speak, together at the same time doing certain jobs and whatnot. So
There have been spots that I've seen you get into that I physically couldn't get into.
I'm the
I
little
tried
guy, there's
though.
a lot of those places.
And not being afraid to, if you don't know something, ask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Never be afraid to ask a question.
yeah,
Absolutely.
always ask. Always. I mean, no one knows everything.
Yeah.
Ask the question, especially when you're starting out. I mean, the guys that have been in the field longer than me,
Mhm.
they still have questions. Hey, I've never dealt with this. This is something new to us. Oh, well, you know what? I've done that before. This is how we used to do it. And okay, well, let's go over it, and you know, we'll start putting it together. It's very simple.
Mhm.
But you know, never be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Because I
No,
mean,
absolutely
you
not.
can always learn more. Always
Yeah.
learn more. Always learn more.
Yeah, as silly as things are, like making adjustments on water fountains, that one day that you were telling me about.
Yes.
But, you know, and you even see it with some of the old timers, some of the newer stuff that comes out with that you learn on your own, or, you know, you're certified in different types of PEX material and different type of gas lines that are being ran.
Mhm.
Not everybody has worked with it, you know,
Mhm.
even though, yeah, I've been a plumber 30 years, you know, always picking up something different.
Always.
know?
There's
So-
always something new coming out.
Yeah.
In fact, Chris Urban, I was asking him yesterday, hey, we gotta test this drain. It's 10-inch and it's a lot of pipe. We need to come up with a way to test this safely. And he said, oh, this really old guy showed me this. And he pulled it up on the computer. He goes, we'll get this. And then we're gonna switch from the test balls. We're gonna start getting these because they're safer, they're easier,
Mhm.
they're gonna last longer. You know, I mean, it's fantastic. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
having that network of people around to be able to ask those questions too, and then actually get answers out of it. You know, that's
Yeah.
a great thing. I mean,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, because you learn that there's 10 different plumbers, 10 different ways. But,
Absolutely,
You know, what
yeah.
is the safest? What's the best way to do it?
right?
Mhm.
And that's what's nice. You know, we have so many different types of guys here and from all over the place that
Oh,
can
yeah.
help us out
A
with
lot of
different
different
things.
experience levels.
And you make mistakes along the way.
Everybody makes
Yeah.
mistakes.
Any
And-
mistakes you want to share?
Yeah. So when we were building the PVC plant in Arizona, and this machine, you put the copper in, you pull the handle down, and you cut your pieces, and it was real fast, and I was just cutting little short pieces, and the piece was spinning, and I thought, well, shoot, I could just go in there and grab it
Mm,
before it slowed down, and I went in there and grabbed it, and it leaves that razor sharp burr on the inside, and it cut my fingers, and I was bleeding like a stuffed pig.
Is that the rigid cut machine?
It was,
Yeah.
and that was the first time and the last time that I did that.
Yeah.
And I wear gloves every day. Cause I didn't work gloves at the time.
Thread and pipe, I've watched people do
Yes,
this. Take
and
a
I-
pipe
and I-
hang down it.
And I got my finger caught in the pipe threader,
Oh.
cause I didn't let the machine stop before checking the threads. And I went in there to, still spinning, so I went to put the 90 on, and when I went to put the 90 on, it sucked my hand in there. And then when I pulled my hand out, it ripped the skin off my finger. And,
Looks pretty good now.
it looks good now. I couldn't play golf for a while, but I finished the day and the skin grew back, so I mean, letting the moving parts stop.
In a day it grew back?
I finished, yeah, in a day. Yes, like a starfish.
Like a starfish.
But yes, it's, I became very aware of what not to do quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And the older guys saying, hey, don't do this.
Yeah.
And heed their advice.
Yeah.
It makes your job better. Knowing that little bit of information of,
Hey,
hey,
don't be too smart to learn.
yeah, don't be afraid, hey, how do I go about this? Cause sometimes you can go about it thinking you got it and then have your skin come off your finger.
I've seen a couple of guys who did not use the proper gloves for drain cleaning machines and thought that, a rubber glove would not get stuck in there and twist. And it's funny how quickly people move to get the electric unplugged while somebody's starting to spin around stuff. But I seen a guy with a hand core drill machine get stuck and start spinning. And he was in a chase, so it was tight.
Oh,
And that thing kept smacking him. And then after you yell 3 times to unplug it and everybody else is just kind of standing there watching, it's like as quick as you can. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw that.
I'm of the philosophy, I learned it in the military, but I've definitely still pertained to my life today is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. It's the best statement I've ever been taught, and I utilize it all the time. If you take time to think about stuff, as to your best of your ability, obviously mistakes can happen, we can't foresee everything, but take your time to try to learn how to be safe about doing stuff. Think about the hazards around you, especially on a job site, because there's so many things, just climbing on ladders and getting off a ladder and stuff sitting on the ground. I mean, it takes the dumb things that you just overlook, to have a mistake happen. So it's a big one to try to maintain your day safely and be able to go home with all your skin on your fingers.
Yes, yes. And there's one thing about, you could work fast, but sometimes you work fast, you make mistakes, but working like you said, working smoothly. So, take your time, be efficient.
Efficiently, yes.
You'll get that. I want to get here, I want to get this done so the guys can see I can get this done, but you're trying to go fast, you're making mistakes, but if you're more efficient, take your time, get it done, that speed will come over time. You'll pick up easier ways to get it done, and you'll have that, oh, I can get this done quicker now. I can get this, your time, your speed will pick up over time. It's not right off the bat.
And you see, usually with a dirty, messy work area, you start seeing those little accidents start happening.
Yes.
I love it when nice clean workspace, you have a nice table set up with all your materials on it. You don't have to bend over as far to grab the heavier tools or the heavier parts. Work efficiently. That's always nice.
And it's easier to find stuff when it's clean.
Correct.
Yeah.
And put it back in the right spot.
You don't have to worry about coming down a ladder or anything behind you or.
Plus, when people walk in on when I'm doing a mechanic or something, when we're done with it, just sweeping it up and cleaning it up when you're done putting all your stuff out of the way. When people walk in to look at it, all they're seeing then is your pipe. They're not seeing the clutter on the ground. They're not seeing all the other stuff, and that just goes along with, again, our reputation as a company. That's what people like to see when we're done with the job. They want to see that final finished product, and they're not worried about, oh, they left their trash bag over here in the corner.
That's why I kind of like working with some of the green guys that have never done this in the job before, because as long as they know to tidy up after us, make sure it's all straightened up and clean, that's half the battle right there.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Part of it.
You'll learn as we go, we'll talk to you as we do it, we'll show you as we go. But a nice clean work environment is perfect.
What would you say, either one of you, because I have my answer, what do you think the hardest part of the job is? What is the hardest part about being in construction?
You're always going to have that Debbie Downer. You're always going to have guys that rather take from the company instead of giving to the company and getting what they get out of it. But trying to get those guys motivated is probably one of the hardest things to do. But when they start seeing what you do and how you do it, and then they want what you got, and then they see that, and then they start working towards that, it makes those hard days really easy.
That probably actually like that, though. That's a very good point, because when you're dealing with people that don't necessarily want to be here, or they're just not looking at it the same viewpoint that we are. Like I said, I'll pick up after the duct guy. I don't do duct work, but I'll pick up stuff sitting on the ground, because at the end of the day, they're all part of ECM. This is our reputation at the end of the day. So that is a big one, though, is having people that just don't view it the same way. You know, I'm not going to say they're bad people. I'm not even saying that. They just don't have the same viewpoint. They don't have the longevity aspect look at it. You know, because we want to be the same professional company a year from now, 10 years from now, not just today when we walk off the job site.
Right.
So that is very good. Just tagging along with what he's saying, but that is a very, very good point. I mean, other than that, I would say that, you know, waking up in the morning is probably one of the hardest things.
And that's what I was
Cold days,
waking up and pushing yourself to go.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, be there on time.
Right.
That's the hardest part of the job. The
It
job's
is.
tough, but sometimes getting there on time is the hardest part.
Yes.
Show up, be on time, be a little bit early, give yourself enough time if something happens. I forgot my keys.
Yep.
Or I've got a flat.
Gate closure.
Yes, a gate closure.
Yeah.
I forgot it was a holiday. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the perks of having a work truck is not having to pay for gas and all the wear and tear. But one of the downsides is when you start going through a gate and they say, "Oh, you're not allowed to go through this gate. This is a commercial vehicle." And you're like, "No, I'm allowed to go through every gate." And then they make you go from the gate that you're at all the way back to another gate, and then not try and be late.
Yes. It
To
happens.
leave early.
Yes. Yeah.
Anticipate it.
Anticipate stuff happens.
Yes.
Stuff happens.
Yep.
So with all that being said, welcome to East Carolina Mechanical. We are happy to have you here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anybody you're working with in the field or in the office.
Thank you for choosing this company and working with us.
Go to work and put your best leg forward. It's the best thing you can do. That'll carry you a long way. So
That's right.
You said you're mechanical? Pretty funny. You're a plumber?
Yes.
You know what they call a failed plumber?
A pipe fitter.
Yep.
Have you always liked kittens?
I'm not even sure where you're going with this.